I am just so thankful that I am not in that prison, because if I were, this program would have ended about 23 years ago. You would not have found it worth listening to. Back to the phones we go. This is Arturo in Las Vegas. Great to have you. I'm glad you waited, and welcome to the program.
Hey, Rush. How are you doing?
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Well, just to let you know, I'm a long-time listener. I used to live in Southern California, Orange County, and used to listen to you back then. That was probably about 13 years ago.
Right.
And I want to thank you for clarifying some stuff when it comes to Constitution and stuff like that.
I appreciate that, Arturo. Thank you very much.
It's going to come as an amazement for you. I am an illegal immigrant. I do believe...
No, Arturo. No, Arturo, you're not.
I am. I'm an undocumented immigrant.
Not anymore.
And well, listen. I want you to listen to me. 70% of the stuff that you say on the radio, I believe them. It doesn't automatically make me a Democrat.
Well, okay.
You know?
I got you.
70% of the Latino community is a conservative community. The reason why they are turning on, we're going to say it this way, turning on Republicans, is for the fact that there hasn't been something that connects them to the Republican Party in a way that they're being helped. Myself, I'm going to tell you my story. I'm going to open up to you on the radio. I arrived in this country when I was 8 years old. I was told we were coming in to come to Disneyland. We ended up staying. I'm 32 right now. That was a couple of years ago. And throughout those years, I found out I wasn't allowed in this country at the age of 15 when I applied at McDonald's. The manager told me, you need a social. Bring it tomorrow. I went to my mom. I was like, Mom, they asked me for a social. What is that? She just put her head down and she told me, we're illegal immigrants here. I was like, what is that? She explained to me what an illegal immigrant was. Back then, we had the 187 in California. I got into knowing what the 187 was all about. I was pretty saddened for the fact that kids in my school were bullying me for the fact that I was an illegal immigrant. Now, I've been paying taxes. I have a business. My wife, she arrived here when she was 5 years old. We have three U.S. citizen kids. I always ask the Republicans, what about me? What happens to me, Rush? I mean, you guys are dogging on Obama for targeting, and I do agree. I disagree with the fact that Obama said, parents of U.S. citizens that arrived here 5 years ago. No, I say 15 years ago, because we are the ones who are missing out. I missed the DACA for 3 months. I turned 31 in April. The stipulation was you turned 31 in June. I missed it. You know
and
what?
I know where you're going. Let me answer your question, Arturo. And I'm going to assume here that I'm speaking for a majority of the people in this audience. We are not opposed to things normalizing for you. But we have a problem first. We have got to stop the influx of people like you 15 years ago. We've got to shut down the border. We cannot absorb anymore, and we don't want any more circumstances like the one you found yourself in. We want people coming to the country legally, becoming citizens, learning what it is to be an American, learning to love America, learning to love and appreciate American culture, as you obviously do. We want everybody like you who wants to come here and do so in a legal way. And everybody is more than happy to deal with the unfortunate circumstances of your reality, but we have got to shut down the border first and stop the if we don't do that, we're going to be flooded, and we're not going to be able to handle assimilation. We're not going to be able to handle circumstances like you in other people, and we're going to be overrun. And it's not going to be good for anybody. And the thing that Obama is not doing is that. And the Democrat Party is not doing that. You don't have a problem with anybody in the Republican Party if You could just secure the border first, and then we will deal with these situations such as yours. Nobody wants to kick you out of the country.
No, here's the thing. My situation is, why doesn't the Republican Party say, you know what, Obama, here's our immigration deal. We are going to secure the border. We're going to militarize the border. You know, in a way, I do agree with that.
Wait. Why doesn't, hold it a minute. Why doesn't the Republican Party say what?
We're going to send a bill where we're going to militarize the border. Shut it down, like you say. You know, close it off. I agree with that.
What? Because
in a way,
Arturo, the Democrat Party doesn't want to do that, and the Democrat Party's running the country right now. The Democrat Party doesn't want to shut down the border. The Democrat Party doesn't want a border per se. The Democrat Party wants as many people flooding the southern border as they can get, and they want them on the welfare rolls. They want them in the welfare state. The Democrat Party wants people coming to this country forever dependent on them and the United States government. You are not a target of the Democrat Party. You're self-reliant. You come here, you get a job, you want to become a citizen, you want to take care of yourself. The Democrat Party is not interested in you. No matter what they say, Arturo, they are interested in people who are not able to take care of themselves. They don't want to shut down the border. The Republicans have been talking about border security for as long as I've been alive. 1986, Simpson-Mazzoli. 3 million were given amnesty on the condition the border would be shut down. It was not. Ronald Reagan was lied to. Arturo, let me give you a little stat that you may not know. From 1924 to 1968 or 70 or something, there was no immigration. For like 70 years, 67, we shut it down. There was no legal immigration. You know why? Because of all of the immigration that had occurred after World War I and World War II, all during the 20s, 30s, and 40s, we had to assimilate those people. They had to get into the country. They had to prove they were healthy. They had to go through that process. They established communities. We had to make sure we had jobs, that the economy was growing. We took the time, and they became Americans. And it wasn't until Ted Kennedy went nuts in the 60s that we started opening the floodgates again. And that was to provide a permanent underclass for the Democrat Party. And that's where we are since then. Ted Kennedy started this, and the Democrat Party has kept it going. And all anybody on my side has ever said is we have got to shut down and secure the border and then deal with whatever in the shadows, people are in the shadows or whatever, people like you. Nobody wants to kick you out of the country. Nobody wants to kick you out of your kids out of the country and separate your family. Don't believe anybody telling you that's not what the Republican Party wants. The Republican Party wants you to become an American. They want you to love this country. They want your kids to grow up American. They want them to love the country. We want everybody that gets here legal to experience and make this country work. But you're being lied to by a bunch of politicians and the media who are giving you an incorrect impression of the Republic. And the Republicans, frankly, don't know what to do about it. So they're trying to kiss your ass to make you think they're not such bad guys. But there isn't a one of them that wants to kick you out and send you back home. I have to take a break. Back after this. Don't go away. Now, let me add one thing. I want to remind you people of something. I should have mentioned this the past couple of days, but, I say so much. And it's impossible for me to remember it all. I remember on this program, during a particularly heated moment on the whole subject of illegal immigration, I had a call from a really angry leftist who was thinking I was a typical racist and bigot, so forth. And I said, you know what? Let me ask you a question. How about this? How about the Republicans write an immigration bill that gives President Obama everything he wants, with just one proviso? None of the illegals who will be granted amnesty can vote for 20 years. I said, do you think that Obama would sign that? And I answered my own questions. There's no way, because this is all about registering new Democrat voters, permanently dependent Democrat voters. That's what the Democrat Party wants to do. The Democrat Party is uniting families and all that. That's it. Democrat Party wants to be your daddy. Democrat Party wants to be your mama. Democrat Party wants to be your boss. Democrat Party wants to be your brother and sister. Democrat Party will be everything for you. You just vote. You don't have to learn English. You just have to learn the letter D on a ballot. And if you do that, give you citizenship. But what do you think Obama would have done? What do you think Chuck Schumer would say? Let's say, Chuck Schumer brings my name up in the Senate the other day. He says, I'm out mischaracterizing this. I'm calling it amnesty. It's not amnesty. And Chuck Schumer's all worried that I'm intimidating the Tea Party caucus in the Senate and the House. I said, okay, I'll call Senator Schumer. I said, Senator Schumer, let's go to dinner. He says, okay, we'll go to dinner. And I said, look, I'm ready to throw in a towel. You know what? I can see the numbers, and I can see, Senator Schumer, that you got them. So you know what I'll do? I'll agree the Republicans put together a bill that gives you everything you want. Only thing that I think is fair and that I want is that these newly legalized illegal aliens cannot vote for 20 years. And if there is even a syllable of opposition to that, then we would expose the Democrats for what they really are. And it is not that they are humanitarians, and it's not that they're very compassionate. This is all about registering new voters, because if it were about everything else, they would readily agree that newly legalized, then we're not talking citizens here, folks. We're just going to grant them amnesty from prosecution. So they're not automatically citizens. They can't vote, but let's make sure they can't vote for 20 years. And I guarantee you there's not a Democrat in the regime or in the Senate that would support that. Don't doubt me.